Welcome to Finding Holiness, where we delve into timeless Torah wisdom, revealing the sacred in everyday moments. Join us on a journey to elevate your spirituality and discover holiness in every aspect of life. I'm your host, Rabbi David Kadosh, and together, let's embark on a path of spiritual exploration. I hope you enjoy this next episode. Okay, we're live. Awesome. Okay, so we've already went through one fast. That was last week. Shiva Asar B'Tammuz. We got another fast in 2 weeks' time. So we'll spend the next few minutes to learn about the laws of Tisha B'Av, or at least some of the fasts that precede that, and then we'll go into Tisha B'Av. We're looking at the Rambam, Hilchot Ta'anit, Perek Hamishi. If you guys want to follow, I know you don't have any books on you, but you can just really Google Chabad Rambam Ta'anit, and you can find our Sefaria. Hilchot Ta'anit, 5th chapter, and you can find the text over there. The Rambam is readily available and really across the World Wide Web. So if you want to follow, if you have the Sefaria app or Chabad app, you can find it there. Perek. So he begins like this. The Rambam: Yesh sham yamim shekol Yisrael mitzahem mipenei atzarot she'eru bahem. There are certain days in the calendar where all Jews, Kol Yisrael, Mitanin, they fast because of the tzarot, the tragedies she'eru bahem that happened to them on these specific days. And the reason why we fast, important line here by the Rambam, is kedei le'orer halevavot ve'liftoach darchei hateshuva, to awaken the hearts and to open up the path of teshuvah. So if you're ever wondering why we do fast, like what is the purpose of this? You'll see a lot of different reasons given, but the Rambam's opinion is the most famous one in respect that it's fasting. It enables us or inspires us to do teshuvah. It awakens us. That's why we do Yom Kippur. That's why we do Tisha B'Av as well. All of these fasts is to bring us back on the right path. So, and it shall be as a remembrance for our evil deeds. We want to remember what we did that was wrong. And as well, the actions of our fathers, which are the same actions that we're doing. In other words, we haven't fixed yet the problems that our forefathers did, and therefore we're still suffering today. So if for Tisha B'Av it's because of Sinat Chinam, that's why the second Bet HaMikdash was destroyed. So we also sin with Sinat Chinam. So Ma'aseh Avotenu Shaya K'Ma'asenu Ata. It's the same actions that they did. We're committing now. Ad shegaram lahem velanu otan atzarot, and the result is that these evil actions, have caused them and us the same tzarot, the same tragedies, the same suffering, the same churban, the same galut that we're experiencing. Shebizichron devarim elu nashuv le'ativ. Simply by remembering these things, we will return to do better, to do good. Shneimar vehitvadu et avonam ve'et avon avotam. You shall confess; they will confess their sins and the sins of their forefathers. And this is the concept of going back to do teshuvah. This is why we read on Tisha B'Av, for example, the Kinot. This is why we commemorate, we recall all the tragedies, because sometimes when we recall these things, it makes us remember what we did. That's why it's important to have days such as Yom HaShoah and Holocaust Remembrance Day. And although it's not connected with the fast in any way, we do say Tisha B'Av is really the fast that covers all of those massacres and tragedies. But we should have days where we stop and we think about what happened in the past to remind us or to allow us to fix ourselves, to transcend into a better life, into new people, better people, so that chas v'shalom, these tragedies don't happen to us again. Now, what are those fasts? So he says, ve'elu hen, these are the fasts. Yom Shalishi B'Tishri. The first fast is the 3rd day of Tishri. Shebo neherag Gedalia ben Achikam. This is the fast where Gedalia was assassinated. V'nichbat gachelet Israel hanishara. Vesibev lehatem galutan, and the one last flame, the one last coal of the that we commemorate is the 10th of Tevet. Vasri beTevet. What happened on that day? It says Rambam Shebo Samach Melech Bavel Nebuchadnezzar Harasha Ad Yerushalayim Ve'evia B'Matzor Uvmatzok. So prior to the first Bet Hamikdash destruction, we had the evil king of Babel. His name was Nebuchadnezzar. He surrounded and he laid siege to Yerushalayim, which he did not allow anything coming in and out. That's usually the first step of conquering a city, is to lay siege, to prevent goods to flow through, and that weakens people, it weakens the army. And then that was the second fast. That's on the 10th of Tevet. That happens in the wintertime. V'Shiva Asar b'Tammuz, on the 17th of Tammuz, which is the one we just commemorated last week. That is the third fast. And Rambam says, Chamisha devarim erubo. On this fast, there were 5 things that took place. He is recalling the Mishnah that lists these 5 things. So, bo nishtabru haluchot. It was the day that the luchot were broken by Moshe Rabbeinu. After he found out that the Jews were worshiping the golden calf, he broke the luchot. Ubatal hatamid mi bait rishon. The korban hatamid, which was the daily sacrifice, the daily offering, ceased to be offered on during the time of the first Bet Hamikdash. This was prior to the destruction of the first Bet Hamikdash. That happened on the 17th of Tammuz. Vehovke'a Yerushalayim bechurban sheni. This is in this time of the second Bet Hamikdash. The soldiers of Titus, managed to breach through the walls of Jerusalem. Titus was the Roman general, and he managed to break through the walls of Jerusalem. V'saraf apostemos harasha sefer Torah ve'emid tzelem b'hechal. This is also in the time of the second Bet Hamikdash. The evil apostemos went and he burned a sefer Torah and placed there in the Hechal. The Hechal is where the menorah and the shulchan stand. He placed there a pesel. He placed a tzelem, which was a form of idolatry there. So these.
Isn't that why the Arch of Titus is the Arch of Titus?
The Arch of Titus is which has a depiction of them carrying the menorah out, which is after the destruction of the second Bet Hamikdash. As I say, that's what it was. I gave a whole shiur on that on Sudash Yishit on like whether or not that the menorah that is depicted on that on the image there is actually the real